Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Come on, shine. And today I came up with the very fantastic and interesting novel, Silas Marner by George Eliot. So let's begin. Silas Marner is one of the best novel by George Eliot, and it was published in 1861. It is a realistic novel and written in third person point of view. This story begins from early 1800, and this was the period in England where weavers, mostly found in rural areas, they didn't want any change in their life. People who were living in the rural areas, they were mostly weaving the clothes, okay, and they don't want any change in their life. They were happy whatever they had, and anything which seems unusual and unfrequent to them, they create negativity about that particular thing. Okay, so once there was a rural weaver named Silas Marner. Silas Marner was a weaver, and he was living in a countryside area, and he has a talent of weaving. This was his creative talent, and people started thinking about him that he is a strange man. He has some supernatural elements help and all. So they were not believing on him, they were not talking to him, and Silas Marner was also not talking to them. Silas Marner was so much not so much social, and he was just taking care of himself, and he was just earning money. He was so lonely person. He didn't have anything to do with outsiders, with his neighbors, nothing to do with his neighbor. So he was living on the border of Ravello named village. The village name was Ravello, and near a stone pit in the cottage. Okay, so he was not so much social as I told before, and ignoring the neighbors. But there was a deep story, there was a deep reason behind his loneliness. Actually, when he was young man, he was living in a lantern yard named town. Okay, this lantern yard was a town. There he was connected with the church, and he was so much religious and social also. In Lantern Yard, he was so much social and religious, and he was going to church also. And he was talking to the people, people came to meet him, people had faith on him, people had trust on him. But there he had a friend named William Dane who tries to prove him as a thief. And after that, people from Lantern Yard stopped trusting on him after this incident of means his friend betrayed him. He proved him, Silas Marner, as a thief, and after this incident, people from Lantern Yard stopped trusting on him, stopped believing on him, and they tried to kill him also, thinking that if he would write, then God will surely save him. But he lost his faith and innocence, and he ran away to the village Ravello. He ran away from Lantern Yard to Ravello village. Okay, there he was living alone, only concentrate on his job, that was weaving. Okay, and gradually earned so much money, and he started collecting gold coins and keep and he keeps all these coins beneath the roof of his cottage. And every night he opens it and counts his gold coins and becomes so much happy after watching his coins. He becomes so much happy. That was giving him pleasure. Gold coins were giving him pleasure. He develops a deep love for his gold coin, and this gold coins became the goal of his life. Okay, there is another famous and wealthy person lives in this Ravello village named Squire Cass. His name was Squire Cass. He was so popular in his community, but His eldest son, Godfrey, secretly marries to a low class woman, Molly, okay, and had a girl child also. But later he regrets for this marriage and wants to marry again with Nancy, and this Nancy belongs to upper class family, so he wants to marry Nancy. He wants to get married with Nancy, and no one knows his secret marriage with Molly except his younger brother Dunstan. Only Dunstan was knowing that his elder brother Godfrey got married with a low class woman Molly. Okay, and had a girl child. And Godfrey gives a lot of money to Dunstan to keep this secret with himself, not to reveal it to anyone. He gives a lot of money to Dunstan. And what Dunstan did? Dunstan was wasting all his money in drinking and gambling here and there in bad deeds. Alright? So, when Godfrey became penniless, then he gave his father's renters collected money to Dunstan. This was his last money actually. So he gave this money also to Dunstan. After this, he had no money to give his brother. At last, he said to Dunstan that take my horse, and this horse name was Wildfire, and sell it, but not to say anyone about it. Keep this also secret. Selling a horse, keep this also a secret, Godfrey tells to Dunstan. Then Dunstan moves with the horse, but that horse Wildfire dies in the way due to foolishness of Dunstan. Dunstan treated this horse very brutally, very badly. So by this horse lastly died. Okay, he was not feeding that horse. Okay, Dunstan now decides that he would reach his home by walking. On the way, he saw Silas Marner's cottage. He thought that he would ask some money from Silas Marner, and when he reached his cottage, he discovers that the door was open and there was no one. Dunstan started searching his gold coin, and luckily he found that gold coins and steals all his gold coins, steals all Silas Marner's gold coins, and ran away. Oh my god. On the way, he's struck by a rock and rattled off unconsciously, or he was dead at that point of time. After this incident, when Silas has reached in his cottage, he became shocked and started crying and ran through the pub named Rainbow. This pub was nearby his cottage, and its name was Rainbow. There he asked help from people. Only at this point of time, Silas first time talked to the people, to the community, to the villagers. So some of them thought that some supernatural element committed this robbery to Marner's cottage, and some of them were unable to find his money. Okay, in this situation, Dolly, a lady, gives sympathy to Silas. This Dolly was his neighbor, and sometimes he comes and sees him and talks to him. So, at this point of time, Dolly gives him sympathy. On the other hand, Godfrey came to know that his brother is missing and his horse is now dead. At this point of time, he decides to reveal his secrets to his father, his total secrets. He decides to reveal all his secrets to his father. So his father, Squire Cass, became furious knowing only that his horse is missing and their financial condition is also not good. After watching Square Cast's condition, by only knowing that his horse is missing, and his horse is dead, and his brother is missing, and their financial condition is not good. So Godfrey didn't reveal the secret about his marriage was with Molly. He keeps secret with himself at this point of time also. Now there was a big party hosted in the New Year evening at the Red House of Squarecast. This Red House was the owner of this Red House was Squarecast. And in this party, Nancy also appeared, and she was looking so beautiful. But Godfrey was ignoring her, so Nancy decides not to get married with Godfrey, but they were dancing together. Alright? On the other side, Molly, who has a bad habit of affine, decides to expose her secrets about marriage in that party at Red House in this New Year evening. Okay, but she lies down near the cottage of Silas Marner with her baby in the hands, and it was heavily snowing outside at that time. It was heavily snowing, so he was tired and lies down on the ice, and just to take rest, but she was dead there. Her baby, what did her baby started crawling towards the cottage, because light was coming from that cottage of fire. Light of fire was coming from that cottage, so she enters because the door was open and sleeps beside the fire. She has a golden hair. This baby has a golden hair. And when Silas Marner saw that golden something is shining golden, so at first he thought that someone has put his gold coins and went away. But when he goes near to that, he found that this was a baby. Then he immediately moves outside and found that Molly lied down and dead. After watching this condition, he ran through the party to call Dr. Kimball. Godfrey also saw Molly dead but didn't say anything at that time. Now he was free to marry Nancy when Molly was dead, so Godfrey was free to marry Nancy. Now Silas decides that he would take care of the baby like his own child, and he gave her name Eppie. Okay? When Eppie came in his life, Silas started being social. He gradually started attending the church and meeting with people. He loves Eppie so much, and now she became his goal of life. At first, that gold coin became the goal of his life, and now Eppie was became the goal of his life. After 16 years, Silas became an old man and Eppie became a lovely young woman. Then Dolly's son, Aaron, proposed Eppie. Aaron was the Dolly's son. So he proposed Eppie and they decided to get married. But Eppie wants to stay with Silas Marner itself after marriage also. This was her condition. Now, Godfrey, who was biologically Eppie's father, he also takes care of Eppie by hiding himself. He takes care of Eppie. He gives something to Eppie by hiding himself. Okay, and time to time he also helps Silas Marner also to give a better life to Eppie, because Godfrey was knowing that Eppie was his own child. Eppie was his own daughter, biological daughter. Now, at this point of time, a twist came into this story. Actually, a dead body has been found in the stone pits, and that dead body was of Dunstan. And with him, Marner's gold coins also has been discovered. After this event, Godfrey is scared and reveals his all secrets to Nancy, and thought that Nancy would leave him now. When he revealed his story, his secrets to Nancy. So he thought that Nancy would leave him. But Nancy said that you could have said me this before. We would adopt Eppie and we could have given her a better life. Then both of them decided to meet Eppie and give her proposal of adopt, that they want to adopt her. So what happened next? They went to Silas' cottage and reveals the secret and gives the offer for adopting Eppie. Reveals every secret, whatever the secret, and says Appy that her mother was Molly, and he secretly marries to Molly, and Appy is his own daughter. So Silas was become shocked at this point of time also, and Silas leaves his all decision on Epi. Whatever Epi would decide, he would accept that. He leaves the decision on Epi. But Epi straightly rejects his proposal and again decides to stay with Silas Marner. After this, Epi and Aaron got married, and the village celebrates their marriage very happily. Epi, as per her dream, makes a garden near the house, and villagers think that Epi is the reason of Silas Marner's happiness. And Epi also believes that she and her father Silas Marner are the happiest people in the world. And this story ends here. I hope you liked it, and if you liked it, then give me a thumbs up and subscribe my channel. Keep loving literature and of course me. Bye.